receive increasingly sober updates on Ukraine's counteroffensive. This is the most difficult time of the war. Ukraine orders evacuation of key city near Kharkov. The move comes following reports that Russian troops are advancing in the area. Senator Jim Risch, a top Republican on the Senate Foreign Relations Committee, said the Biden administration had been too slow to send systems such as main battle tanks and cluster munitions. I'm tired of hearing about escalation. Stop talking about escalation. If we don't escalate, you're going to lose, he said. I want Vladimir Putin to wake up in the morning worried about what he's going to do that's going to cause us to escalate instead of wringing our hands. Okay. Hey, Reich, go over there and fight. Why don't you go over there and fight or shut your fucking mouth? Shut your fucking mouth. Any one of you political pricks, and I can't say the other word, that vote to escalate the war, shut your mouth and go over there and fight. We're in the worst crisis in modern history between geopolitics and economics. Gold prices are down because interest rates are high, and they're raising them everywhere. Yeah. Interest rates will keep rising and stay elevated, central banks warn. This is from the Financial Times today. The world's top central bank chiefs have signaled their readiness to increase interest rates further and keep them high. They warned, you ready? The tight labor markets are still pushing up wages and prices. You know what that is?
Bullshit.
That's right. Labors are way below, labor prices are way below inflation numbers. And when you put the real inflation number in the United States, according to John Williams Shadow Stats, ain't even close. The wages are way the down. The inflation numbers came out, and they weren't as bad as they thought. The street only guessed 3.3% rise, but they came in at a lot lower, 3.2% in July. Who the talking to? 0.1%. Oh, and these are bullshit numbers, by the way. Oh, don't believe me. Go to Shadow Stats. Yeah, they rigged the numbers so they wouldn't have to pay more in Social Security and could keep pretending that the economy was doing okay. So these numbers are nothing more than pure
Bullshit.
from the bullshitters that the morons and imbeciles swallow. Inflation has driven 4 million Nigerians into poverty, according to the World Bank, and 63% of Nigerians, or about 133 million people, were already classed last November, quote, as being multi-dimensionally poor. All right? This is part of the New World disorder. Why do you think people are leaving their countries? Lack of basic living standards. Crime, government corruption, violence, made worse by the sanctions that the United States and Europe put on Russia that have driven up the food prices all over the world and energy prices. So the people are suffering. And again, the higher interest rates go, the worse everything becomes. And this guy, Jake Sullivan, a national security advisor, the sheer magnitude of American assistance made it clear that the U.S. was prepared to take risks, and we will continue to be prepared to take risk to provide support for Ukraine. Isn't this great? It is responsible for every member of NATO, including the United States, to think about Russian reaction when we choose to do something, because that matters for our security. It matters for global stability. Sullivan said. This guy Sullivan looks like he's the great-great-grandson of Gerald. That has nothing to do with our security. This is between Ukraine and Russia. You are expanding this war. Putin still wrongly believes that he can outlast Ukraine, Mr. Biden said. Oh, if Biden said it, then it must be true. After all this time, Putin still doubts our staying power. He is making a bad bet. Staying power? You're only in Afghanistan for 20 years and lost face. Oh, you had a beautiful exit that cost hundreds of billions or scores of billions that we lost in machinery and equipment and on, and killing a bunch of people, including our soldiers. Hey, how about Vietnam War? That was a nice long one too. Yeah, we'll do it forever. I forgot the Iraq wars. What bullshit. Annual inflation slowed more than expected, a welcome sign for consumers. You know what that is?
Bullshit.
Who have been grappling with high costs. Oh, now everything is okay. You've been grappling with high costs, and now the numbers didn't come in that high. Hey, face, how about everything that went up? How about autos? What it cost? How about what it cost to buy a house, to rent an apartment? On and on and on. When you look at, oh, the prices are coming down, inflation's going down. The prices of houses aren't going down, they're going back up. An automobile costs almost $50,000 to buy. Hotel prices going up. Motel prices going up. A bunch of food commodity prices going up. Oh, they're going to come down a little bit, but they're still way high. So now, as they raise interest rates, the economy goes down more. Their sales were down, but their revenue went up because they raised the prices, along with all that stuff that Unilever sells. Oh, the revenues went down. People bought less, but we raised the prices. Are you going to lower them now? Off. Of course we're not. We'll get every penny that we can. We are in control of the world. We're the bigs. You're nothing more than a low-life piece of shit. You're a plantation worker of Slavelandia. So do what the you're told. Talk is they're going to raise interest rates 2 more times. But are they really going to? Because all they ever say is
bullshit.
Yep. This is the guy that said inflation was temporary and transitory. And then you read the headline story and Yellen screaming it out as well. How can anybody believe this shit coming out of these people's mouth? How the can you believe them? What is wrong with you? This thing's going to go down big, it's going to go down hard, and it's going to go down fast.